guys, so today we have a new video. I'm gonna have to give a few disclaimers with this one, or maybe just like one disclaimer, but it's a very weird topic. It's a very weird, interesting topic, and I just don't really know what to think about it, so I want to get some perspective from you guys. Well, I know kind of what I think about it, but there are definitely a lot of nuances, and I just thought I'd bring it to you guys because I haven't seen anyone else talk about it because it like just happened. So subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. Let's just get into it. So today's situation is between Veruca and Anna Paul. Now, if you guys don't know who any of these people are because you're not chronically online or you're not on TikTok or you don't know the influencers, okay? Veruca is a TikToker, just makes like random content, and tragically recently she has lost her newborn son, and that was something that kind of shook the internet. I feel like everyone just immediately, I don't know, there was just this like, everyone just felt really awful for her essentially because everyone could tell just how much that boy made her happier, and even she said he just brought this like light into her life that made her not want to get into drama and not bother with all the crap, you know. I feel like when you become a mum, like that's just kind of it. You just don't care about these like little petty things. It just made her look at things so much more positively. So I feel like it was just like really sad to see. So I obviously didn't talk about that because that's not drama. It's just a situation that happened, but I know a lot of people had their takes and some of it was awful to see. So I definitely want to preface this whole story with she has recently gone through a lot of trauma, but it does not excuse this, and we can kind of separate those two situations and talk about things separately because I don't think one causes the other or one is an excuse for the other. But they have Anna Paul, who is a lifestyle TikToker but also has an OnlyFans, and that's kind of, a lot of people either know her from one or the other. Like you either know that she has an OnlyFans or you know that she has a lifestyle TikTok account, and sometimes she'll film a TikTok where she mentions that she does OnlyFans and people are like shocked and their whole mind is blown. But she is an OnlyFans creator but also a lifestyle travel vlogger on TikTok. She does like daily vlogs. Anna Paul definitely shows off a lot of her family. I think the family tree is basically everyone related to Anna is kind of complicated. So we have Anna and we have her ex, who was a massive part of her TikTok but also her OnlyFans, and then they recently split up but they're still really close friends, and she's still close friends with his whole family. And so a lot of people have been criticizing her for being like a psycho ex-girlfriend that doesn't let her boyfriend move on or her ex move on. And then we have her brother, and he was dating Michaela Testa, who they broke up as well, and there was some weird drama between them that they were like stealing money from each other, and he's apparently like a bit of an NFT bro. And then her ex and her brother also hang out sometimes. So it's a whole really weird situation, right? She shows her mum a lot, and her mum travels with them a lot as well. And every now and then you'll see her dad in some of her TikToks. She had a TikTok where she like bought a bunch of stuff for him, got him a haircut, got him new clothes because he's a bit of just like doesn't care about that kind of stuff. Anna Paul's brother was dating Michaela, like I said, and Michaela was friends with these twins, and they stopped being friends, and now these twins are friends with Veruca. And so Veruca actually ends up living with these twins. She like moves in with them, and so they're friends, but those twins are not friends with Michaela anymore, and therefore they also don't have that in to Anna Paul's life anymore. But they probably were around Anna at some point because Anna hangs out with her brother, and the brother hangs out with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend hangs out with her friends. The twins probably have some inside knowledge of Anna Paul's life and maybe some of her drama too. Allegedly, Veruca's babysitter for her son was dating Anna Paul's dad. So Anna Paul's dad that I mentioned, that he was in some of these TikToks. People found his Instagram. He does like van life content. He just posts content that he travels around Australia in his van, and he lives this kind of like off the grid lifestyle. He's clearly very happy just living a minimalist lifestyle. He doesn't want sports cars or designer clothes. He just has his van, and he takes pictures of animals that he sees out and about, and takes pictures of the beautiful places that he sees around Australia. Veruca Salt takes upon herself to do a TikTok story time about how allegedly Anna Paul is neglecting her dad, not giving him any money, and letting him be homeless and stinky, essentially, is the kind of the verbiage that we used here. And that as a parent, she hated seeing that because she would hate to be treated like that by her baby boy.
Okay, I just have to say something. I actually, it's eating me alive to not say anything. I'm gonna set the scene for you, okay? When my son was still alive, I had this woman, like a family friend of mine, come over to look after my son. I'm just telling you how I found out, okay? She'd come over to look after my son while I went to the dentist, or I went and did whatever, you know, whatever. My son dies. maybe 2 days later, she comes over, she's talking to me. She's just talking to me about random stuff about her life, you know, not about the death of my baby. And she's like, oh, do you know so-and-so from the internet? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I don't live under a rock. Of course I fucking know who that is. She tells me that she's going on a date with her dad, like, and she has been low-key kind of dating him on and off, like, you know, they eat lunch together or whatever. This woman is literally just a sweet little old lady, okay? So she's not making shit up. And then later on, I went on my own little investigation and it is true. Anyway, she's telling me that, like, he smells bad and he lives in his van and he can't really shower. He doesn't have money for food. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? That man's daughter is so fucking wealthy. What do you mean he doesn't have money for food? At first I didn't believe it. I went, no, I'm pretty sure he lives in the house. I've seen them post videos saying that he lives in the house. That is actually not true, and we'll go back to that in a second. So now I'm like side-eyeing everything from this moment. I'm like, what the f***? This is really weird. The day my son's funeral rolls around, maybe 2 weeks later, obviously my son's babysitter is there and a couple of my friends are there also. So we start talking about this. One of my friends go, no, it is true, and I'll tell you why. Try to keep up, okay? One of my friends used to be friends with a former associate of the influencer in question. Does that make sense? So she tells me a story of when my friend and former associate of this influencer went to go get some food and they saw this person's dad in the parking lot. So my friend's like, what is this guy doing in the parking lot and what is he doing picking up somebody else's food doing DoorDash? So former associate who's with my friend says, yeah, no, he's literally homeless. Like, the way that his children treat him is disgusting. And that he did used to live in the house because former associate said, this is disgusting, and this man is living in this house, and now former associate does not live in the house, so now the dad don't live there either. And the whole reason the dad doesn't live in the house is because the mum cheated on him. The mum's really weird and would say stuff like, are you gonna buy me this, or do you love papa more than me? And then the children will say to the dad like, oh, if you wanted to live in the house you should have bought Bitcoin when we were kids. I continue to see my son's babysitter on a weekly basis. We hang out, we get some food, whatever. Everyone around where we go to get food also knows about this situation with this person's dad. Like, he can't really afford to eat. My son's babysitter is like giving him some of her pizza when he's there. He recently only got a bottle of water and ran out on the bill of a bottle of water because he literally cannot afford it. And what eats me alive is the fact that this girl sits on the internet and says, I'm a gift giver, I love giving back, I love my family. When in reality, she's texting her dad, hey, I need you to come over to be in a video. And her dad is apparently such a sweetheart and such a nice man that he will never ever say anything publicly about it, or even to his children about it. He'll just go along with this because he would rather still get to see his children just to be in a video for public appearances, because he's just hoping one day that his children will wake up and not be a fucking cunt anymore. This man is doing DoorDash so that he can afford a gym membership so he can afford to shower, or he showers at the beach. And his daughter is so rich, and the worst part is that she sits on the internet and pretends to be so caring when this man is basically starving and filthy, because she refuses to do anything about it. Oh my fucking god, it's actually eating me alive. I can't even. Sorry, I just feel like I need to add, it's all just manipulation as well, because she's made videos saying, I hate when people call me a liar because I don't lie. My mum always taught me not to lie. You're lying about your fucking relationship with your dad, and he's homeless and starving and driving around your area waiting for a text to hang out with you. Oh my god. If my children grew up to do this to me because I didn't make them rich, it would hurt my feelings so bad. I would be so sad every single day. On top of them using him to have like a family front, to be able to manipulate their audience into thinking they're like a nice, lovely little family so that they can get more fucking money out of their audience. And there's more rumors about like the businesses and the breakups and all of that, but I don't really even want to get into it because I know the dad thing to be true. And if I come out with the rest of it, oh my fucking god, I'm going to be like involved in this scandal because I'm the person to say something, but somebody has to fucking say something because this is ridiculous, and the manipulation of their audience and what they're doing to their dad is just up.
And obviously this is a very delicate situation because of the nature of the situation with Veruca Salt and her son. But at the same time, we can't take that just because you're a parent and apply that to every situation, because people have such complicated relationships with their parents. Like, if you see that someone is not in contact with their parents or isn't helping them out financially, I feel like sometimes we see, even I do it, when you're out and about and you see someone who's elderly and they're lonely and they're eating alone, and you think, oh my god, poor them. And why they're spending time alone? They're literally old and they have no one to share dinner with. What if they were like the most awful family member you've ever met? Abusive, emotionally, physically, all kinds of ways. Do they still then deserve to have someone eat dinner with them? I don't think so. And I don't think people should be expected to hang out with family members just because they're family if they've been treated poorly by them. Now, I'm not saying that Anna Paul's dad treated her poorly or that she is actually neglecting him. What I'm saying is, you don't have the inside knowledge. Just because you know the babysitter of someone somewhere dating doesn't mean you've got the inside knowledge of the relationship between Anna Paul and her dad. So Veruca films those TikToks about it. The twins also speak out on the whole situation.
Guys, this is so wild. She's not bending backwards for her ex. It was literally, as a business perspective, she's an influencer and this was literally a High Smile ad. Everybody only cares about their breakup. Nobody gives a flying about High Smile. We all blocked them on TikTok. This was the perfect way to promote her products. She randomly buys her ex a car and puts it perfectly next to the car she just got wrapped with her new products on the side of it. She knew that video was going to go insanely viral, and it's also a tax write-off now that she posted it on the internet. Okay, so when I saw the dad in the car, I was super upset and confused. I was asking a lot of questions. My associate at the time knew all about it, and she'd already been through all of the pain, and she tried to mend things with him, but had to let go of everything and move on because of other things, which was sad, but had to happen. But whatever, that has nothing to do with me. I saw what I saw and it was terrible and I didn't know what to do about it. Veruca has bigger balls than me for posting that because I've known for a while and I was just too scared to say anything, but it's just crazy that this girl is going viral for being nice. I've also read the comments on this video and a lot of people are saying like maybe he did something wrong, blah blah blah. I've asked a lot of questions and the answer has been he hasn't the whole time, and he is super nice and lovely. And honestly, if he has done something wrong, I haven't heard about it. Everyone around him loves him. I know the situation is serious, but there's an even worse situation that nobody talks about, and it's the fact that everyone knows her audience is under the age of 18, and she went on Instagram and started promoting her for people to buy it for the chance to win $500. Depending on your audience, I don't think you should be promoting it like that or desensitizing children to that shit. I'm in the industry and I just think that was foul.
Apparently the general consensus is that Anna Paul spends a bunch of her money on herself. She's got all this money, she's got this luxurious lifestyle, and she basically just neglects her dad. And then like the TikTok pages posted about it, and a lot of the comments were saying, oh, maybe now finally people will stop making excuses for Anna Paul because I guess she's been beloved for way too long, so people want her to be cancelled. And then some people were saying, how about we stop interfering and mingling in other people's personal family drama? I mean, I'm sure everyone watching this video, me included, would hate if you haven't spoken about a certain part of your life for people to dig in that and make their own assumptions about a life that they have not lived, you know? Walk a mile in these Louboutins, if you don't know that reference. So I just think this was just such a miss for me. I watched that and I was like jaw on the floor, like why are we talking about other people's family drama, family issues that they have not talked to you about? You just heard it through the grapevine. And then also I think there's something to be said about maybe this is caused by the loss of the baby, applying kind of your dynamic with your child to other people's situations, because maybe you had wished to be able to see your son grow up and so on and so forth, and you would hate for you to end up like what you think Anna Paul and her dad's relationship is like. So I think maybe there's a lot of that in there, a lot of the trauma, but you cannot apply your relationship with your child to everyone else's. I think there are so many situations where someone has a really poor relationship with their parents and then someone else will say, oh, I would hate for my child to leave me like this, you know, but it's like you can't apply the way you and your child are to the way everyone else is with their child, because that just doesn't work. Since then, Anna Paul's dad has, well, left comments on places, but he's deleted them, I'm pretty sure, and he has put out a statement on Instagram stories to talk about this whole thing. He said, it has come to my attention that there has been some toxic misinformation going on about my private life and marriage with my family. This is just to set the record straight. I have been living my dream and my daughter has been nothing but supportive. If you have a look at my Instagram feed, you will easily discover that I've been traveling the world in the last few years and that I am lacking nothing. I'm very proud of what my daughter Anna has achieved and of the person she has become. If there is anything that can be taken from this, is that idle gossip causes nothing but hurt. Don't participate. Now back to my family holiday. And he is currently on holiday with Anna Paul and the family. They're on like a cruise ship in Miami. So clearly he doesn't get left out. Obviously Anna probably paid for this cruise ship for him or paid for this holiday to Miami. But he seems to be the kind of guy who's not into designer brands and supercars and filming TikToks and going on extravagant holidays. Like, he just wants his van, some wildlife, some nature, and if he gets invited to a holiday with his daughter, I'm sure he'll gladly take it. But I don't think it's something that he's like pushing for. He's not like, you must take me on every extravagant vacation you have. I want to be in Cabo drinking, you know, expensive tequila. Like, that's not the kind of guy that he seems to be. And I think that they've just come to that acceptance that they're just different, they live different lifestyles. And what was really interesting is Veruca had actually DM'd Anna Paul and posted that on her stories. So Anna Paul in the past has, you know, replied to her Taylor Swift stories and said, "Have fun, Angel," with a heart, very sweet, very lovely. And Veruca's messaged her on Friday before posting this TikTok and said, "Hey girl, I'm not gonna lie, something has been bothering me and I think it's best for me to talk to you first. You've always been nice to me and I think I owe you the courtesy to speak to you about it. I found out, not through the influence of Vine, I found out by happenstance that your dad is borderline homeless and living in his van, doing DoorDash for some money, and he's showering at beach/gym showers." Now, that sounds awful, but a lot of people that do van life, they don't have a shower in their van because that's expensive to do. You have to find a place to like plug it in and blah blah blah. You have to like carry around a water supply. There's just a lot that goes into that, and it's very expensive. Like, yeah, maybe tour buses will have that, but not typically just regular minimalist vans. So a lot of people that do van life, and you'll see this on the van life subreddit, or you've seen it in vlogs before when van life blew up, or on van life TikTok, people will buy a membership to a gym that is like all around the state, where if you buy a certain type of membership, you have access to all the gym branches and not just the one that you kind of would typically go to, the local one. And then when you travel around, you can just use the gym facilities, because that's what you have to do when you van life. That doesn't mean you're homeless or that you're like in poverty or something, which even that is not like a bad thing. But I get, you know, that Anna Paul's super rich, so you don't want her dad to be in poverty. But that's kind of the part of van life, is you have to find a way to take a shower, and that typically is at gyms. Now, DoorDash seems to be an easy way for him, if he is doing DoorDash, seems to be an easy way for him to be able to make money from wherever he is. You know, if he settles down in one place for a week he can just do DoorDash every day, fund his life, and then keep on going. Just because his daughter is rich does not entitle him to her money. And if that is the life that he wants to live, I heard that you apparently text him just to be in videos with you. It hurts me as a former homeless person and also a parent. I couldn't deal with the pain if I was him. If this is true, it also shatters the version of yourself you have shown to me and your audience. To be honest, I know that this lifestyle for him is true, but I was wondering if you have a side or something about it. And then when she posted this on her story, she put like a cricket emoji that she didn't get a response from Anna Paul to this. And obviously you didn't get a response, because that is just such an invasion of privacy. But then she also posted on stories, "Before I even said anything, I made a video saying I was scared to say anything because it's very shoot the messenger. I know how the internet is, and you all told me to tell you. Told me you would support me if I told you. I know what I said to be true. They know it to be true, and they will let their fans say nasty things about my dead baby to get away with it. It's not me beefing them. I just felt like I had to tell you guys, because it's so disgusting." Now, if someone is using the fact that her baby passed away to be awful to her, and I don't think that's untrue, like I'm sure there are crazy people out there saying that to her, but also it does seem to be a way that if Anna Paul now responds, it's a lose-lose situation. If she doesn't respond, this rumor spreads because maybe not everyone will see her dad's statement, but if she does respond, then she's fueling hate against a grieving mother. And I think in this case, it's like a lose-lose situation for Anna Paul. And I think it's very strange that Veruca is saying, "Oh, you know, I told you guys I had something to say and you asked me to tell you, and now you're angry that I told you," but that was your personal decision to spread someone's personal family stuff, and you can't blame that on your fans asking to tell them. I turn into the villain because I don't want to keep secrets of liars and manipulators, and I don't want to exist online when people are secretly vile and pretend not to be. And you get to say horrible things about my son and have zero repercussions because you're famous and you can't cancel someone that no one knows. The internet is not a fair place. There's different rules for different people, and there's different rules for people who just watch and comment. Of course, their dad is going to go along with it. Just like I said in my original video, he wants to be with his children. He would rather see his children than go against them for his own good. Apparently Anna's going to treat her dad better now, but who knows? Maybe when they get back from that publicity vacation, he'll be back to doing DoorDash. Anna saw the video within an hour of it being posted and has said nothing. She surely sees what people are saying about my innocent and dead baby. If she cared so much, she would have replied to me when I asked her about it. If she's as positive as she pretends to be, she would be telling you not to bring up my baby. Now it's another Veruca Salt scandal, when reality is, it kept me up at night knowing this and I couldn't hold it in anymore. And I think there is a certain level of definitely trauma that she has to do with her baby, which is completely understandable, but she is taking the fact that she's a parent to mean that every parent in the world must be treated amazingly by their children, even if we don't know how that parent treated their own children. Not every parent deserves good treatment from their child. And that is the sad truth of the world. And I think she spoke about something that wasn't her concern at all. And now it's turned into this where, like I said, it's a lose-lose for Anna. You know, if she responds, she feels the drama. If she doesn't respond, she's allowing fans to talk about it. And so it's just a lose-lose. But I think all in all, this was not Veruca Salt's place to speak on. Even now saying, oh, you know, the dad made a statement, but of course he's going to say that because he wants a relationship with them. It's like, it's nothing that the dad, Anna, anyone can say will make Veruca Salt see this differently, because she's clearly made up her mind on how a parent should be treated by a child. And there's nothing that anyone can say that will change that. And it's just a tragic situation all around, because you can see kind of why she's behaving the way she's behaving, but it is also not an excuse to try and tarnish someone else's reputation because of a personal family issue that isn't your concern. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. It's obviously a very difficult conversation to have here, all things considered, but I just think this was not her place at all. Yeah, subscribe with the bell, like, comment for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.